Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we are going to react to 8 things you probably didn't know about NASCAR. Of course, 2 weeks ago I made a video about NASCAR crashes and everybody told me like you don't know anything about it. And somebody commented that I should react to this video, so that's why we are going to do this. If you aren't subscribed yet, then please do, as you will help me on my way to 1000 subscribers. Of course, if I can get 1000 subscribers before the F1 23 game is released, then I will be doing a 6-hour stream where I will do open lobbies, my team, anything that I can get in my mind. If you want that 6-hour stream, then subscribe right now and share it with all your friends. Let's get into it.
NASCAR was started by state and federal criminals. Although
Wait,
NASCAR's
what?
founder,
So it's a criminal sport? No, of course. Let's watch.
France, was never a rum runner himself, NASCAR's early rosters from the late 40s and early 50s were filled with convicts and guys who just never got caught. So enterprising young men throughout the South souped up their hot rods so they could outrun the cops when they were on one of their nightly runs. Eventually, local legends grew, and people wanted to know which of their local bootleggers was the best driver. And
That's amazing. Like, they started with crime and they move it into a sport, and now they have a beautiful sport. If somebody calls it something else, then it's their opinion. But it's a good sport for the Americans, of course, because it's driven nowhere else except for America. So probably nobody in Europe has really seen a race, but that's why we are trying to find out about it and see what the other 7 things are.
established the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, NASCAR, and the
Oh,
rest was
damn.
history. While many NASCAR stars had their fair share of run-ins with the law, there was none more famous than the last American hero himself, Junior Johnson. A 50-time winner,
I have no idea who that is. Is he an icon of the sport? Let me know.
he'd be quick to remind you that he never got caught behind the wheel while he was making one of his runs.
So he's dead. I am learning about the sport at the moment because I don't know anything about it, as you can see. But yeah, I think this is somebody who drove pretty well. I don't know, my brain is just.
Junior gained a reputation on the track for being a tough-as-nails driver and an innovative mechanic. So innovative, in fact, that he is widely regarded as one of the most cheatingest figures in all of NASCAR. And that gets me to number 2 on this list. Cheating is not only tolerated by NASCAR fans, but is actually celebrated. I know this comes as a shocker.
Cheating is allowed? Well, then it's not cheating anymore because it's allowed. How can something be cheating if it's allowed? Then it's just a feature.
At odds with every other sport in existence, but hear me out. Although the sanctioning body of NASCAR is very stringent with its rules, NASCAR fans have always turned a blind eye to cheaters in the sport and actually sing their praises amongst themselves. Teams are allowed to either build their own cars or purchase them from other teams. Stock car cheating, it was Smokey Yunick. With a silly name but a penchant for disregarding the rules at every turn, NASCAR fans became enamored with Smokey's antics. He did anything to get a leg up over the competition, making his engines too big, mounting the bodies too far forward on the frame, increasing the size of the fuel tank, and when officials became wary of that, they mandated the size of the fuel tank to 20 gallons. But Smokey then just made the fuel line wrap around the car, which squeezed an extra gallon or two out of the limit set in place. And in one
This guy is a genius. Like, of course, it's cheating, but still, if you can do all of this while still being accepted in a sport, it just shows that your brain is so advanced. That's crazy. Wow.
famous example, Smokey had his fuel tank seized by NASCAR tech inspectors, saying that it was too large and he had a total of 10 infractions that needed to be changed. They had pulled the fuel tank out of the car as extra punishment, thinking that Smokey would have to push the car back to the garage, but instead Smokey just jumped in the car, cranked it up, still with no fuel tank in it, and drove it back to his crew while shouting at the officials, "Make that 11 things." True to his name, Smokey fogged up the lines between right and wrong. Stewart-Haas racing cars have manipulated the bracing on the rear window to give way at high speeds to direct more airflow towards the spoiler, an exploit famously found out by NASCAR Reddit. Being as there was
So they found out about it because of Reddit. Teams? Well, I didn't know that. I thought they were all. Of course, you have teams, but they don't look like each other, right? Or am I completely wrong? Because if I take a look at my screen right now, I can see no car that is looking the same as another one. Of course, you can see a bit of yellow, a bit of blue, a bit of red, but nothing is the same.
one team owner might expand his stable from 1 car to include 2, 3, or even 4 cars, the maximum allowable as of right now. Piloted.
So if you have 20 drivers, you still only have 5 teams? What? I didn't know anything about NASCAR. This is so much information for me, my god. Maybe I will take this into a part 2 where I will learn even more.
Crew chiefs who prepare the cars, these teams share information and discoveries, but still prepare their cars independently according to the preferences of the drivers. Sometimes this leads to friendly and not so.
So you have a team and your teammates with somebody, but your car is completely different and is nothing alike, except for some discoveries that you make about the car that make the car go faster. My brain is just giving an error. Wow. Okay. Yes.
Just as important as the team of mechanics are the pit crew members, who service the car during the actual race. These fearless men plucked from the rosters of professional and collegiate athletic programs, braved the chaos of pit road and changed tires and put new fuel in the car, all while making adjustments and repairs as dozens of other cars and teams are all doing the same thing on pit lane.
Does anyone know how long a NASCAR pit stop, how long it takes to change the tires? Because I'm actually interested in that. I think it's somewhere around 10 seconds, maybe longer, maybe shorter. Of course, F1 is still the fastest because they have like only one bolt to you get it. But of course, you can see here 5 bolts that they need to attach and detach, of course. So, how long does it take? Let me know.
Under ideal conditions, a NASCAR pit crew can change 4 tires, top off fuel, and make adjustments to the car in less than 14 seconds.
Well, there I get the answer. Perfect timing. Oh boy. Let's continue.
And yes, sometimes accidents do occur and they
His leg is under the car. Oh, that must hurt. Poor guy.
get hurt. That gets us to number 4. Yes, the drivers are athletes.
Of
It takes a
course.
special type
We
of
all know that because in Formula 1 you have the same, in endurance racing is the same. So, you know, it may look like they are just driving, I can tell you. From my own experience in karting, because I do like to kart, it's quite heavy to do it for a longer amount of time. Of course, when you have a good kart, it's nicer to drive it. Once it's been a while since you've done it, then it's really trying to manage to get that car where you want it. So I totally get it why they are athletes. They of course have to do a lot of trainings to get used to the car. Of course, their bodies have to be in shape. Are they in shape? I don't know. In F1, they are in shape. I can tell you that. Just take a look at George Russell's Instagram.
NASCAR legend Bobby Allison used to prepare for these insane conditions by driving around his home in Hueytown, Alabama in his personal car in the middle of the summer with the windows rolled up, with the heat blasting, and while wearing several jackets. Drivers nowadays take trips to the sauna, have a strict fitness regimen, and diet they have to adhere to in order to stay at peak performance. The man we can thank.
That guy was crazy. Driving around in his hot summer day, windows up, jackets on, like that. How is he not? How is he still alive? Like, how did he not pass out because of the heat? What? The actual what?
In his 50s and still winning races, Mark was still rocking an 8-pack. Wait, Mark Martin was still winning races in his 50s? Yep, that gets us to number 5 on the.
Okay, of course, 5. That will be for next time because I don't want to make this video too long. So next week we will be reacting to number 5, 6, 7, and 8 of 8 things you probably didn't know about NASCAR. So if you want to see that video, then please subscribe. As I said at the beginning of the video, I will do a 6-hour stream, but only if I get your support. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, then please like this video. Comment what you didn't know about NASCAR. Probably you knew more than me about NASCAR. Tell me something funny about NASCAR. That's what I want to hear in the comments down below. And then only one thing. Like and subscribe and goodbye. Wait, those were 2 things.